the Ferrari of either Millard or Vaxi. That was Millard goes into the original pole with a 50.978. And then FIFA's then takes it off him with a 50.7. And now we have one of the RBs there. I believe that was of... Not really too sure, but Skywalker up to the line. P3 for them. But here we go. 5 red lights for the Belgian Grand Prix. It's a Haas on pole. Ferrari beside them. Lights out. And away we go. And I think it's a pretty tentative start by everyone. But I think going around the outside is the Ferrari on FIFA's into turn 1. And Millard gets the jump. Already up to the lead of the race. Vaxi now is going to be the next driver to try and get past this Haas. Haas stay behind at the moment, going side by side there. It is the Mercedes of Wobbly Unit and Obo Alf. Alf just gets in front there, and I think going wide was Vaxi out of Rouge and Radion, but Spenny now around the outside of the Ferrari, tries to get into P3 side by side as we go down into Le Com. FIFA's also getting pressured by the V-Carb, but the Haas gets in front as Skywalker tries to go around the outside of the Ferrari there, but has to back out. As I think that was Wobbly Unit trying to make a move down the inside of the Red Bull into Brussels we go now. And Wobbly Unit is down the inside. Slight bit of contact I do think. And Wobbly Unit eventually has to back out. And we already have a safety car as Dodo is out of the race. And Ozyman Joe's in P17. What happened to Dodo? I don't imagine we will see anyone pitting, to be honest, on the opening lap. As we actually do see an Aston Martin pitting there of Oberwalf in P14 there. I think they were up to like P6 or something. So... they have decided to pit. Matthew also coming into the pits as well. But what tyres do these drivers go on to? As the Aston Martin goes onto the mediums there, Matthew also going onto the mediums, sticking on the same tyre compound for the McLaren. As we have a few more drivers pitting here. Alfie's gone back in. Ozyman Joe's is in, and so is SIDEFX. So let's see what tyres they go on to now then. So SIDEFX will, I presume, go onto the hard tyres, which he does indeed. Ozyman Joe's, that's a set of mediums being ready there. Or is it hards? No, it's mediums, and then Alfie also wants a mediums as well, so... Slight split of strategy here. I think he was ghosted there, maybe. Or I think it might have been Keane, who tries to go for a send on Sab there. Down the inside into turn 1. Can he get the better exit? But I don't think he can out of the source. And Sab stays in front, but that got very close between those two. And here we go down the main straight. Spenny getting past 1 and 2 drivers up to P2 now. Vaxi also gets the move on FIFA's, and I think Skywalker might try a send as well, but no, he doesn't. He elects to stay behind. Sab getting quite close to Wobbly Unit though. Benjo there though, getting a better exit than Key and Robbo into Brussels we go now, and Benjo does indeed get ahead, but round the outside, Key still tries to hold it. But has to eventually back out. Benjo up to P8 as Coy and Matthew there go side by side into Campus and now into Stabalot. Matthew still down the inside of the Haas, and they made a bit of contact. And Matthew is sent spinning to the back. No dives into bus stop though. Although Benjo is going down the inside of Wobbly Unit now around the outside. Sab trying to get in on this as well, but I think Benjo just holds position in P7. Can he look to go down the inside of the Mercedes into La Source? Very late on the brakes there. Wobbly Unit sees him coming, leaves the space. And I think Wobbly Unit does have the better exit, but Benjo just able to get the edge and get in front into a Rouge and Radion. And that was a great move from Benjo there up to P6. Wobbly Unit, though, still has the DRS to try and get the repass into P6, which he does. Spenny also taking the lead of the race. Look at Sab down the inside of 1. Can he get down the inside of the Mercedes as well? Yes, he can. Into Lecom and into the next corner there. Still side by side. Wobbly Unit just gets in front. Sab now back down the inside as Benjo there goes down the inside, and I think he gets tapped slightly. But Sab is able to get in front. Benjo also getting the move down the inside, and Wobbly Unit all the way down to P11. Skywalker try to go down the inside of Vaxi into Campus. Around the outside, can he hold it? Going into Stavalot into turn 15, and he does indeed get the move. Vaxi drops down to P4. Smart decision. Boy, they're getting a 3-second penalty, and I think Benjo's got a 3-second as well, which is not what he wanted. SIDEFX up to P4 though, but right behind Koi. Obo Alf as well behind. Obviously SIDEFX can, in theory, go to the end on those tyres. You just see how close these cars are. Gone to the moon, Wobbly Unit, Key, and separated by almost 2 tenths. Oh, Oh, has that gone to the moon, into the wall? And he nearly got sent to the moon with that spin, but only as far as the barriers. He didn't actually leave Earth, but he's still firmly on the, he's still firmly on the ground. Well, here we go. We got many drivers trying to go side by side here. I think Spinny gets past on all three of them. Skywalker trying to go around the outside of the Ferrari, as the Ferraris try a little bit of teamwork, but unable to. Miller stays in front. Vaxi behind. Osimon Jones gets a 3-second penalty, and I think Sab is trying to go down the inside of Vaxi there. Little bit of RG and bargy, but just about gets in front, and now Wobbly Unit makes a bit of contact with Vaxi, and that allows Kian Roberts to go down the inside of the Ferrari, also down the inside of the Mercedes as well, and Kian gets up to P8. Koi into the pits, Liam down the inside of the Mercedes as well, trying to go down the inside of the Ferrari as well. Side by side between Liam and Wobbly Unit into Eau Rouge and Radion. One driver has to back out, and that is Wobbly Unit. Liam gets up to P10 down the Camel Straight though. SIDEFX gets back up into P2. Skywalker's trying to go down the outside of Millard, but Millard covers it off quite nicely. Skywalker trying the switchback. Has Skywalker got that? He did momentarily, but then had to back out. Tries to go down the inside of the Ferrari now into La Source. Very close contact, but all just keeping it very clean. It's going to be a drag race into Eau Rouge. I think Millard is just ahead. Can King go down the inside of the Red Bull, and he thinks about it, but then eventually backs out. Millard is on the hot lap ERS mode though, trying to make a move. Will he try and make it into the stop chicane? Because the more he fights Spenny, the more he will lose time. Skywalker around the outside of the Ferrari as well. Oh, bit of contact as Millard goes down the inside, and he pushes all two of them off. That might be a bit of a penalty there coming Millard's way, as I think Wobbly Unit, as there's a spin there. That is Liam in the background, and a lot happened. Skywalker is ghosted as Wobbly Unit gets through all three of them, I think. Up to P7 now. Vax is still down the inside, so is Skywalker. Skywalker comes out ahead of Wobbly Unit, face on in P9. What happened there? Into the bus stop chicane. Thiefers is going down the outside of Vaxi. We'll have the inside for the bus stop chicane if he can hold it there. Vax is still trying to hold it around the outside into the bus stop chicane. He will break latest, and I think they are pretty equal. Going side by side into the right-hander, into the left-hander now. Still side by side. And who is going to get the better traction? Sab passes Wobbly Unit as well. And I think Vaxi just gets in front going into La Source on that battle with himself and Fifas. Spenny all over the back of Millard. Can Spenny try and go down the inside of these drivers? Millard trying to go around the outside of Kian and gets into P3. Spenny and... oh, Spenny's been half spun there, I think, by Kian. Skywalker gets past. Can Skywalker look for the move on Kian Robbo, though? I think he's a bit too far back to try and make that. Sab or just having to stay behind because I think FaZe Dom trying to make a move on Vaxi and gets ghosted in doing so. Gone to the moon now, gets a 3-second penalty. Skywalker trying to go around the outside of Kian Robbo. Can he look for the inside maybe? We'll have the outside for the bus stop chicane. Just not able to get there. Massive dive bomb there from Sab. And he hits the Red Bull a little bit. That might be a penalty coming Sab's way. But to be honest, because Skywalker didn't lose anything, I think that might just be a racing incident, to be honest. Wobbly Unit still trying to go around the outside of Spenny here. Into La Source, not able to. Benjo still trying to get down the inside of the Mercedes. And I think he will just get the better exit there into Eau Rouge and Radion. Still side by side, Wobbly Unit eventually backs out. Spenny dives down the inside there, hops over the curb a little bit. Trying to still hold it around the outside. Skywalker getting through though, or trying to get the move on Millard, not able to. Side by side is Skywalker and Spenny. Down the inside goes Spenny. Can he hold that on the Red Bull? And he does. Spenny up to P5, Skywalker down to P6. All Wobbly Unit and Skywalker going side by side there into No Name, and the Mercedes goes off there. You don't want to be going side by side into No Name, otherwise that can happen. For me, just a racing incident, to be honest. And I think the Mercedes, in doing that, loses 4 places. Down to P11 for the Mercedes now. Liam gets a 3-second penalty there. Always Skywalker and Sab going side by side there as we go on to the final lap. Sab still down the inside and gets into P7. Very nicely done. Is Skywalker going to try to go down the inside of the McLaren? Yes, he is. Little bit of contact, and Sab has been half spun there, but manages to save it and somehow stays in P7. Can Skywalker try and repass going into Puon though? But no, he will have to stay behind. Very close though. Benjo getting really close to Keen Robbo. Will he try to go down the inside? Going into Campus, down the inside of the Alpine. And he absolutely does get in front just about. Spenny still behind though. Millard also trying to make a last minute move on Alfie, but we'll see how that pans out. But SIDEFX coming down the main straight. He will be on course to win this race. Millard having a 3-second penalty. Maybe he thinks he can get that removed, but will he have a post-race 5-second coming from the move into bus stop? But he gets into P2. Spenny also getting the move down the inside of Kian Robbo and gets into P5. But as we look up at the front, SIDEFX will come across the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix. Spin there, I think, from one of the Williams. Alfie gets into P2 on track. Spenny takes P3 with Skywalker in P4. Sab will take P5. And then it's the two Ferraris of Baxi and Millard. Benjo will then finish in P8 with Kian Robbo in P9. Faison finishes in P10 with FIFAs in P11. Koi P12. Warbler Unit finishes in P13, unfortunate for him. Liam finishes in P14 with Matthew finishing in P15 behind. Gone to the Moon will then finish in P16. And then there's a long, long wait to see Aussie on Joe, sorry. Coming across the line. I was looking down on my chat, which is why I said One Eye. A long way for Ozymandias to cross the line, which will be in P17.